Welcome to That's Pretty Neat with Rodger and Stefan, where we discuss neat, holistic, regenerative agriculture.
So when do we slow down in grazing?
Never. No, it's a legitimate question. So in the dormant season, we've planned the grazing to take all the forage off before the next growing season. We've left our drought reserve. On your ranch, it's a 30% drought reserve. Other ranches, it can be more or less, depending on how consistent the first day of rain is. And then when we're finished with that, we go into the wet season grazing plan. The wet season grazing plan, we're reacting only about 2 or 3 days ahead of where we're at. So if the rains are late, depending on what's happening is how we react. So it's not thought out because we don't know, are the rains going to last 1 month, 3 months, 9 months? For example, you've got a very good example now. We're well below average rainfall.
Yep.
You're sitting at 8 inches when you expected 18 inches. You've just had 9 weeks of dry.
Yep.
So despite 9 weeks of dry, the vast majority of the ranch is still growing well.
Yeah.
However, this particular spot looks a bit drier, south-facing slope. There wasn't much vegetation to begin with. We didn't get the herd effect that we got in other places, so stuff didn't grow.
Yeah.
But right here in this, what we call a riparian area, the moisture is coming down this little valley. It's a bit more moist. So this is a good place for us to video this particular bit and discuss it.
Mm-hmm.
Because what we do with the growing season is we've got the flat part of the trajectory where the leaves are just poking up and they're starting to grow. And then it starts going up and then it goes vertical. Yeah. And we plot it on a graph. And then it starts, so it's phase 1, phase 2, then it peaks and it starts going over into phase 3, then it seeds, and then it starts dying off and drying off.
Yeah.
So that's what all the plants are basically doing through the growing season. Now, while it's flat, we move the cattle very slowly. So in your case, you went into your drought reserve and you grazed your drought reserve while it was flat to allow the whole ranch to recover and actually start growing some biomass.
Yes.
Now, then the whole ranch went into the vertical spot.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's been the last 9 weeks that you've been in the going vertical with a really fast growing grass, despite the fact that you had no rainfall.
Yeah.
So it was stored soil moisture that's allowed the growth to happen. And then now will it be temperature or will it be lack of moisture that causes us to go into the third phase and to peak over and to go into seed heads? Time will tell.
Yeah.
And the reason I say time will tell is we can't see into the future. And that's why the growing season grazing plan is not fixed. We react to what the season is giving us. For example, here you would do something completely different to what you would do here. So we speed up when there's slow growth. We go very slow when there's slow growth.
Yeah.
When there's fast growth, we really move the livestock from paddock to paddock much quicker. And then when it slows down at the peak, we slow down again. Now, a lot of ranchers just have a couple of flags on key plants close to the house so they can go out with a tape measure and measure the speed of growth and plot it on the kitchen fridge so that they can monitor and see where they are. And when they see the curve change on their graph on the kitchen fridge and they see it start going up, then they know it's time to, get the cows moving. And you've been doing that. And
we got T-posts around the ranch in key places.
Okay.
I got notches.
Got notches and T-posts. Working well for you? Has it helped you this season?
Yeah. You can like really tell when stuff is growing and once it slows down. It's a big difference.
Okay.
Yeah. So it has helped us. T-posts have absolutely helped us.
Good. So that's the short answer to the question is we measure, and depending on how the plants are doing is what we react with our livestock. And when we get it right, it's pretty neat.
Oh, it's so neat.
You can follow Rodger at d2gftf.com and also on his socials at Rodger Savory Holistic Management on YouTube and Facebook. We are Las Cumbres Ranch. You can follow us on social media at Las Cumbres Ranch over all platforms. And thanks for tuning in. It's been real neat.